Welcome back to today's video. Here is the effect we're going to be recreating. This is really easy. I'm going to break it down for you, showing you the steps and explaining not only what I'm doing, but why I'm doing it, so you understand exactly what's going on. So the way this is done is with two different pieces of media. You have the first piece, which is right here, and this is what you're going to start off with. The second piece of media is what we're transitioning to. Now, right off the bat, obviously, we can see we've got this kind of white flash in effect with the whole screen divided into bars. Each one's flashing on for, I think it's about, one frame before it flashes off, revealing the entire piece of media. At the same time, our second piece of media is transforming in, it's growing, it's getting bigger, it's zooming in, and while it's doing that, we can see we have a bit of a zoom blur, a very aggressive zoom blur actually, that kind of blends down to 0 as it reaches the end of the zoom. And then this is a small touch that you might not notice is here on the edges, we have a rectangle mask that is slowly pulling away to reveal the edges of the composition. Right, most people, the way they're going to do this is they're going to look at this and they're going to go, oh, it's a zoom, but you can see, right, a zoom is a little bit different with this at like the end here where you can see the line of the path. We're actually revealing more of the frame. We're not just growing larger. So let's play the full effect once again, right? Easy peasy. So in order to recreate this, I need two different pieces of media. I need something that's going to stay on the background, and I need something in the foreground to do the whole zoom in transition thing. So here we have just a still frame from the game Counter-Strike 2. This is going to be our background. And here we have a still frame from the game Skur Ritual. This is going to be our foreground. This is going to be our piece that gets zoomed in, kind of blinks in, all that stuff. So let's take this apart. I'm going to quickly make a copy of our node tree. I'll move this right out of the way so nothing's getting confused. And the first thing that I did was I took my media here and I went, okay, I know this is going to be in the background of my composition. So I have a merge node here and I know this media is going in the background. So obviously it's going into the background input of the merge node. Now all of the animation takes place with our second piece of media. So that's what all these nodes are. So when I take a look at the original reference again, when this is blinking in, what I'm seeing are two different elements. I'm seeing the white, which is blinking and then just moving across the screen. And then I'm seeing the actual media, which is slowly being masked in bit by bit. But together they give the illusion that, oh, the white is kind of blinking it in. The white is the media before it's revealed. So we're gonna do this in pieces, because I know that I can do the zoom blur that I have here. I can add that on after. I know that I can do the transform thing in after. I know that I can do the rectangle mask thing after. But the main piece that we need to get down is the blinking with the media. So that's what we're going to figure out first. All right, and we didn't end up needing this dissolve portion here, so I just got rid of that. It wasn't doing anything necessary anyways. So if you're following along and you were copying the node tree, no damage, we just had an extra piece in there. So let's take a look at exactly how we're going to put this together. The first thing that I did was recreate this white flashing bit that we have for our transitional piece. And the way we did that is very simple. We took a background node, right, which is just a white background. And then all I did was grab a rectangle node. And then after watching through the reference once more, we can tell that I believe there's 8 different bars here. So I just sized this to split the screen into 8 sections. And then what I did was every second frame, I moved over our white bar so that when we have our flashing animation, it's in the proper position. Now you're probably looking at this and you're going, okay, yeah, but why is it moving back at the end of each one? Because the original animation doesn't do that. Not to worry. What I've done with our merge node is I've taken our blend, and on all of the frames where the background, right, where our white bar is not needed, all I've done is I've toggled the blend mode on our merge down to 0. So that just hides the bar every time it would be over on the left side. So let's take a look at that with our underlaid piece of media. And this is what we end up with. Right, really, really easy. Now we need to add this piece of media into the mix, and then we can start getting to work on the transition and the extra couple finishing touches. So what I did is I took a second rectangle node, but instead of using the same bar mechanic that we have here, I just brought the width all the way down. You can see our width is all the way at 0 here. And then as this bar moved over 1, so we're staggered, we're 1 frame behind our white bar, I slowly bring the width up so that as this bar disappears, more media comes into frame, and it gives the appearance that the white bar and our original media are somehow connected, and it's flashing the media onto screen, right? It's generating the media almost. Next thing that we want to do is transition our media in. So we've got just a simple size up zoom, and in our spline editor, here is how our animation ends up coming together. You can see it's not linear at all. We don't have any kind of S-curve. It starts off really strong and then kind of smooths in towards the end there. Next, we added in our zoom blur, and it was the same thing, right? We're going to start with our zoom blur really, really high. And then in the spline editor, we are actually going to do a little bit of an S-curve. We're going to ease in and out, and that's going to give us this result right here. Now we're going to take all of this, we're going to merge it into the foreground over top of our media, and it ends up looking just like this. Now we're missing one last piece, and that is the rectangle mask on the end that would slowly reveal the last couple bits of the frame, and we did that just with one more rectangle mask here. We plugged that into our merge mask, and the merge mask is basically just a mask for whatever goes into the foreground. So instead of me needing to take this mask and worry about what to plug it into here, I can just plug it into the effect mask input of our merge here. And now let me do this, get rid of that. I just have some simple width and height keyframes on here, and it just slowly pulls everything into frame. And when we compare the two, okay, let's do this, throw up both of our pieces of media, you can see we've got something that looks real nice here. Now, something to know about edits like these is I typically would not do an edit like this when you don't have a dynamic piece of media, because you'll notice that this edit feels very smooth. It feels like it belongs in a car video, because you've got a moving shot for your first piece of media, you've got a moving shot for your second piece. Obviously with this, they're two pieces, they're two still frames, so it's not going to have that same feel that the car edit will have. Now, something to note about our fusion composition as well is our fusion composition is in 60 frames a second. The actual car edit was 30 frames a second. So let's take a look at what this looks like when it's at half speed. So in comparison to our other one, not bad, not bad. This video is a request from a member of the Discord. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more videos breaking down visual effects within Davinci Resolve, and join the Discord so that you can see in-depth breakdowns of effects you're interested in. That's where I release news about all the different presets that we give away. Join a growing community of awesome and creative people, and I'll see you guys in the next one.